Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up, Dope? Dope's first again. Yami, how strong is Yosuga? Very strong. Mr. Star is second. Let's about to why Yosuga strong to the verse. No, if I like him, making a stream without being busy. Hey, there you go. Yeah, guys. Sorry, I haven't streamed in a while. I've just been super busy. You have homework now. Hey, well, just listen while you do your homework. And this stream, like, this will go up as a VOD on my highlights channel. You can watch later, anyways. But yeah, you guys might have seen it, but I accidentally went live yesterday because basically I have a new laptop, and me setting up all of my streaming software for some reason, just setting it up automatically made it go live, like for some weird reason. But what's up, Snipe? How's college or university? I mean, it's good, but it's just a lot of work and super stressful. I just took an exam on Friday, and then I have another exam this week, so it's good, just a lot. You're almost close to 70K. Yeah, right? I am. But yeah, sorry I haven't been streaming as much. It's just been crazy. Do you think the all seeing eye relates to Megicula? Definitely. I will show it to you guys when we get into the chapter. What did you guys think of the Megicula theory that was posted a few days ago? I want to know what you guys think. Is Ryu still sus? Yeah, I don't know if it's I don't, but like I said, I think I said this in the theory. He might himself might not be evil, but he might be like a puppet. You know. I know. I'll be talking about the movie getting delayed in the stream. Do you think that evil Ryu, or do you think Ryu is devil related? Yeah, I do. The anime report called the All-Seeing Eye Renegon. Oh, really? It's whatever. Best series you ever seen? Oh, God, you liked it. Just Pete, you've been dropping a lot more videos, and your reviews are getting. Yeah, they are, because I put in a lot more effort into videos, so. That was pretty dope. Well, I'm glad you liked it. I thought it was pretty good, honestly, not gonna lie. Yeah, so the movie got delayed. I guess I'll just talk about that now. So the Black Clover movie was supposed to release March 31st. They just announced it got delayed to June 16th. Yeah, so we're not getting the movie till June 16th now. So, yeah, it's a 2.5 month delay. I think it's good news because basically now what we know is that if the Black Clover movie did release next month, it wasn't gonna be like as good as it could have been because now it's an extra 2.5 months of production on the series. So it's good and bad. The movie's gonna be better now that it gets an extra 2.5 months. Jay, you can definitely hit 100K this year if the movie boosts. Yeah, I think I'll hit 100K. It's just, I mean, honestly, school was just, it's really screwing me over because I really wanted to do shorts and TikToks because I know a lot of people do that to boost their subscribers because it's like easy to promote your channel. I just have not had the time, but I do think with the movie coming out, it's gonna help a lot. Japan still got COVID problem. I think it was just yeah, like in their area. The Flash released the same day. They better make this movie. I don't. Okay, I don't. I think we needed to really measure our expectations for this movie. Like I think it's going to be a really good, if not a great movie, but like don't think it's going to be the best thing ever. like, it's not great to have crazy expectations. Like we haven't had a Black Clover movie. Like if we already had a Black Clover movie and it was great, then I think you could have expectations. But like I think it's gonna be really good, probably great, but I think it's gonna be really good. It's gonna help promote the series, especially because it's gonna be free on Netflix. So you're probably gonna get a lot of new fans, or it's gonna bring back old fans. So yeah, I think it's definitely gonna be hype. You think Asta will get the all-seeing eye because it was mentioned that there is a mana requirement? Yeah, you can't have it takes all of your mana or whatever. Um, I do want to talk about the chapter. And also, guys, let me know how I sound and if the music's too loud, because I had to completely redo all of my stream settings because I'm on a new laptop. So I don't know how it is. So let me know if I sound too quiet, if the music's too loud. I tried to put it at very similar settings to what it was. But I do think... I don't know. I guess I'll just talk about the interesting stuff of this chapter. Like, honestly, the Yosuga stuff is kind of funny. Like, this just shows how strong Yosuga is. I'll see if I can bring it up. Yeah, so this is the chapter. Oh, so that blocks out the YouTube chat. That's probably actually a good thing. But this is Heath just spamming a bunch of ice attacks at Yosuga. And Yosuga in his base is just completely fine. Like, doesn't do anything to him. So yeah, in terms of how strong Yosuga... I mean, this is known, right? Because we saw that Yosuga in his base was just bodying Asta, easily dodging Asta's Zetten, even though Asta was getting healed and recovered, and Yosuga's attacks were being nerfed when they hit Asta from Fujio. Yosuga is the strongest of the Ryuzen. So this, like, is, expected. A lot of people are trying to downplay Yosuga because he went into his transformation, due to Iron God of War, to go and fight Heath. And then he used a Zetten on him. So people are trying to argue that he is not that strong because he needed his form and Zetten to fight Heath. But, I mean, as I already showed, like, that was probably just him, doing the epic hike moment. If he can easily just tank all of these attacks from Heath in his base, I mean, that just really means that he very likely did not actually need to transform. So, he's strong. You can just use the other feats from this arc, from the other Ryuzen to show. Yeah, I think that this chapter does kind of hint at what his magic might be. Let me find it. So, this looks like, because he's a dragon, right? It almost looks like it could be fire or wind. But yeah, so basically this chapter revealed that Yosuga and Ryu, they were kind of like rivals. It's crazy how much they both do kind of look like Yami. But yeah, they were rivals from different clans. They were going to be the leaders of different clans. And what happened is there was a sort of like curse that took over the land of the sun, or an illness per se. And I guess as a plague struck Koshu and Gonshu. That's like their two provinces. And those with weak Yoryoku died like flies, which is interesting. This definitely makes me think that Megicula is involved. It was funny, this chapter has several possibilities of linking back to Megicula. I mean, if we think about it, a plague struck Koshu and Goshu, and those with weak Yoryoku died like flies. What if this is a plague that saps your magic power or your life energy, and that's why those with weak magic power were dying? And the only possible cure is the soul-quickening grass, which I already showed in my big Megicula theory that her powers are heavily tied to the soul. And also, I mean, this is not confirmed yet because this is a heavily obstructed image, but this is something that Jack pointed out. This looks like this could be Megicula's symbol in the middle. Like, that almost looks like the curve of the heart, and it also continues over here. I mean, it could just be another one of these ovals, but I mean, because this is an eye, as I shown, Megicula has heavy eye symbolism. I basically showed in the video that Megicula would have some sort of advanced sight, and then you have Tengensu, which is this advanced sight, and it has an eye symbolism, and it has possibly Megicula symbol in it, and it takes your magic power to use Tengensu, because basically Ryu had to give up his Yoryoku to use it. You have to have a lot. So that's like several different ties to Megicula. It's eyes. They needed they needed this eye to find a soul thing, possibly Megicula's symbol, an enhanced sight, giving up magic power for it. And basically, it saps your magic power, which is a power of Megicula. So, definitely some really interesting connections with Megicula this chapter. Blue Creamy, yeah, the movie got delayed to June 16th. Jay, did you enjoy the decision to make Lily a paladin? Yeah, I thought it was good. Could have been better, but plot twist Broku was working with Tabata. Nah. But yeah, so I definitely think that this chapter enhances the Megicula theory. It's pretty wild. It's funny that I released the Megicula Black Clover's Deepest Rabbit Hole video, and then we get evidence for it. It could also be Lucifugus, like maybe the illness that's spreading is similar to how Lucifugus' appearance was just killing everybody in the room with Noct and the other devil worshippers. This is another close-up of the Tengensu symbol. Yeah, like I see, like, this could be wrong, because, like, we have an obstruction, so we don't know. But it almost looks like a curved heart, and then it continues over here. So if we ever see this, and it shows Megicula's symbol, that is, like, just absolutely insane, and really does show. Like, I feel like both of these, you can see it, like, and this isn't, like, my bias trying to see things. This is Jack Oates pointing it out to me. He's like, dude, that looks like Megicula's heart. So, it's pretty interesting. I guess the traitor plot twist is no more. I guess Tabata and the other whole team didn't want to do it again for 2 times already. Are you talking about, like, Ryu being a traitor? Blue Kermie, why wasn't Asta Zetton working with the dragon? It does work. The dragon just has high-level regeneration powers. Essentially, what this kind of confirms is that the dragon is stronger than the paladins. Tabata wouldn't draw that for nothing. I mean, we don't know if that is Megicula's heart. It could just make it. It could just look like it, because if you split an oval, it could make it look like that. I don't mind Megicula manipulating Asta, but if she's manipulating Lucius, I think I would overuse the whole I was a master all along thing. It depends. It would work for me. I mean, I wouldn't mind if, I wouldn't mind if, like, Megicula is playing Lucius, but then Lucius actually discovers her plan. And, like, it's like in my theory, I don't, like, I give multiple options for what I think is going to happen. I think that it could be that Megicula is the big bad. She's been manipulating everything all along. Or she has been doing that, but Lucius either knows or will discover it, and then he'll defeat her. Like, I think that it would be really cool reveal if it's revealed that Megicula is a massive threat. And she was, this is her plan all along. But then imagine that, and then imagine Lucius defeats Megicula in front of the Clover Kingdom. Like, if the Clover Kingdom populace sees Megicula, they see Megicula manifest, and they see Megicula's power, and they fear Megicula, and Lucius, in front of the entire populace, defeats Megicula, that would give Lucius so much rapport among the populace that he might, like, pretty easily get everybody wanting to become a paladin. So, where did Beelzebub's soul go? Did it go back to his body? I don't know. I mean, I don't think that Lily has been de-paladinized. Mr. Star Broku thinks Megicula is Aizen 2.0. In a sense, kind of. Not really, but what's up, Sleeping Danger? Ethan Alley, what are you just spamming with? It's like you're doing some sort of code. You good there, Ethan? Is Asta Zetten fully mastered? It says he's perfected his Zetten or mastered, depending on the translation. Which I think, honestly, that completely negates any of the arguments that people said Asta didn't have talent. If you can master Zetten in a day or a couple days. Wait, Megakula's alive? I mean, QV, I would suggest to watch the theory that I made. Like, there's evidence that she's still alive. Ethan's keyboard is malfunctioning, I think. Yeah, I agree, Ferrata, that Lucifugus, Megakula, and some of the devils will have a big part to play in the story. I agree. Is this also a chapter? It's kind of a mixture of both. Like, I don't have a lot of time to stream today, so I'm kind of just chilling, talking about the chapter. Because I also have another exam this week, so it's like I'm trying to bide my time. Yeah, I don't really think that. I mean, we just basically get from this chapter that Yosuga, he did not want the Tengensu. Ryu did. Because basically Yosuga did not want to lose all of his magic power. He thought having the Tengensu was pointless without magic power, so he didn't want it. He let Ryu take it. And then Ryu essentially used his power to save a lot of people. And then people ended up joining him, like the Ryuzen. And then we actually get to the deciding of who the Shogun will be. And Yosuga wants the Shogun to be Ryu. And then he says, I'll be the 7th member of the Ryuzen. So, pretty good chapter, I would say. And then we essentially get the end of the chapter. I'll show it. We get the Ryuzen getting back up. I kind of predicted this. I mean, it's a pretty obvious prediction, but with Fujio back, remember, he can heal you. So, yeah, I mean, because like I think this is him playing his music right here. And right when he does that, all of the other Ryuzen start to get up. And Ryu is also giving them, like, cheers, like, to help bring up their charisma and morale. And then we get the Ryuzen getting up. And that's the end of the chapter. So now we have Asta and Ryu and the 7 Ryuzen. We have Yosuga. And then we have the fight against the 5-headed dragon. So I basically just think that what it is that most people wondered why couldn't he defeat the dragon. I think it's just the dragon's stronger than the paladins. Like, I think this dragon's stronger than Paladin Lily, or else he would have negated its magic. Or maybe he has to do this to all the 5 heads at once, or something like that. Like, if you just destroy one head, it's gonna resurrect. It doesn't matter. It could be that, but I don't know. Ethan Alley's still being, like, with the coded messages. Yeah, we did see half the Bass dude's face. I think the Black Wolves are on their way to Wano. Possibly. When the Paladins first showed up, I thought the Black Wolves were definitely on their way, but with the Paladins now defeated, and it's just a dragon, I don't know about the Black Wolves coming, but I think it's still, fairly possible. But yeah, it was a good chapter. I think the best parts of the chapter were... Yeah, this chapter... Yeah, right. Exactly, Joe. This chapter confirms that anti-magic is not limitless yet again, because if it was limitless, it would have destroyed the dragon. It would have destroyed its magic power, and it wouldn't have been able to regenerate. So... yeah, this dragon's regeneration scales above Dante's body magic. Good point. Yeah, I really like the build-up with the rise of the Shogun, Ryu. He gave up his magic power for the eye. He uses his eye to save the kingdom, or I guess the country, the empire. And he gets a natural group following him. He gets the Ryuzen because of what he does. And then Yosuga, giving him the title of Shogun and then joining the Ryuzen was, I thought, really nice. Also, I think my favorite parts, though, is the possibility of Megicula's influence in the Land of the Sun because of the Tengensu. Couldn't also use his Infinite Slash on Kill the Dragons. Possibly. Blue Kermie, you just said my name. I don't believe that Megicula's alive, though. Nothing wrong with your theory. I mean, I don't see why she couldn't be. Sleepy Ninja, there was a time where I thought Asta was going to be getting a lot of swords, but I really don't think so now. Maybe one more, but it's the fact that we're in the final saga and he still needs to, you know, he's still technically, I don't think he's mastered the Demon Dweller sword. Because remember, there was the times with Noel and Gauche, and he could take their magic, but Asta has not really mastered that. Like, he can now make anti-magic slashes with it, but he still hasn't mastered stealing people's magic with it, or borrowing his friend's magic. Do I think Asta will get the Tengensu? No. The chapter states, kind of confirms why he probably can't get it. It says, the power that lies dormant in this land, the Tengensu, an eye which can see through anything with it. Perhaps we could... And it says, you two are the only ones with enough Yoryoku to acquire the eye. However, at the price of gaining Tengensu, you would lose all your Yoryoku. So it's not just you can't have magic, like you need to be magicless to wield the eye. You need to have a high amount of magic power to sacrifice to take the eye. I'll show the scan. So you can't... So there's no really evidence, per se, that Asta can, because you need higher levels of Yoryoku. You know, even if you say that my anti-magic is magic theory, that's negative mana, so it might not even work, and even then, that's just a theory. So, in terms of practicality, no, I don't think Asta could. So, yeah, I don't think he gets Tengensu. There's nothing better than Broku saying your name. That's funny, Mr. Star. What have I missed in the chat? Maybe instead of Yami having Lucifugis as hard, he got Megicula's. I mean, Lucifugis just makes more sense. I think Ryu knew the two swords. So yeah, because Ryu has two swords in this chapter when we get one of the flashbacks. So he might have been a dual wielder. Yeah, so what I'm still wondering, though, is I wonder if Ryu can use Zetten, but he just only uses it for, like, it increases his ki and it makes him stronger. Because, let me go back a few chapters. Is it 343? Yeah. We still kind of need... I still want a little bit of an explanation for how Ryu with no magic power can negate Zetten Ichika and Zetten Union Asta's attack, like, pretty casually. Like, what? Like, even if he used Zetten here to multiply his ki by 40 times and used that ki to multiply his physical strength by 40 times, this is still insane because this is a no magic power Ryu. So even Ryu without magic power is a very high level character in terms of strength and speed, because he was fast enough to come in and defend these attacks and strong enough to negate both of them at the same time. So Ryu is fairly powerful, and I wanted a little bit of an explanation. Ryu's just built different. I mean, he is. He really is. What do you guys think is going to happen next chapter? Luckily, we don't have a break this week, so we will get another Black Clover chapter a week from today. So I'm thinking that I don't even know if the Black Bulls are going to need to show up. So this is what I think. I still think that Ryu is going to become evil. I think that what it could possibly be. So, oh, damn. Actually, no. This makes me have to really rethink this theory, because my theory was that he did a devil's bargain with Lucifugus, and he took Lucifugus' eye and sacrificed his magic power or something like that. That was my original theory. But let's see. Like, I still think that there's gonna have to be a drawback to the eye besides just losing the magic power. Either this will be Megicula coming back, or it will be Lucifugus. I think that what's going to happen is maybe next chapter they actually defeat the dragon together. It's Asta and the Ryuzen. They actually take down the dragon, and because of they're teamed up and they're constantly like taking it down, they will defeat it. Maybe even Asta will split the sky, which has been foreshadowed, and that'll be a part of how to defeat the dragon. But I think where the Black Bulls come into play is that Lucifugus will become possessed by a devil. Whether that be Megicula, whether that be Lucifugus. And maybe Lucifugus and Megicula work together, and that's how you can explain the Tengensu and still being something to do with Lucifugus. But I think that Lucifugus can get some sort of a devil form. He'll be devil possessed or something like that. Or like Ryu will be taken over by Megicula or Lucifugus, he won't be in control. I think Ryu is probably a good guy. Maybe he's being manipulated. Maybe he'll just be possessed, and so it won't actually be him. And while he's possessed, because I think the devil's going to they're going to want to possess him and take his body. Kind of like how Zagrid wanted licked. I think that Megicula or Lucifugus are going to want Ryu because, guys, look at his physical strength. He was able to negate Zetten strikes from Achika and Asta. That's a greater feat than Lucifero with no magic. So if they put their magic power into Ryu, who also has the Tengensu, it's going to be a very good vessel to have. So, and then what my other thoughts could be is if Megicula or Lucifugus take over Ryu and actually implant that incredibly powerful physical body with magic power, he's going to be a massive threat. And then, on top of that, you have Beelzebub nearby, because Beelzebub was incarnated into Lily. And what if Ryu can take that power away? Or I guess it would be a devil possessed by Megicula or Lucifugus. Ryu takes Beelzebub away. I think Ryu as a devil host, and he's a good guy, but the devil that takes over him is evil. As a villain would be actually, I think, really, really cool. And that could be more into splitting the sky. But that's where the Black Bulls can get involved. I don't think they need to be involved with the dragon. I think that if Asta's already not really struggling against them, it's only their regeneration, just having their Ryuzen is going to be enough. But if Ryu becomes a devil vessel, then I think the Black Bulls, that's where they come into play. Zetten is more like Hakai, and then this guy, L2Y says it's more like Bankai. I think it's more like Bankai, yeah. But, yeah, that's my thoughts. I think that the Ryuzen with Asta are going to defeat the dragon, and then something bad is going to happen with Ryu, and it might be that Asta and the Ryuzen get bodied by this devil Ryu. Ryu then takes Beelzebub's power. Yeah, I think it'll be something. I think that this arc would benefit from another faction. It'd be interesting to have Lucius and the Paladins, and then you have Asta and all the good guys, but also I think some sort of a devil menace that they're not partial to either side. They want to still mess with the humans, but they see Lucius as a great threat as well, so. Spatial plus curse plus dark magic row that's broken. Yeah, I don't know if he'd have both dark and curse unless if it was Megicula and Lucifugus working together. But, oh, my bad. That was loud. would you say has better foresight, Lucius or Ryu? Ryu. I mean, not Ryu. Sorry, Lucius. Ryu only can see what's going on in the present. Lucius can see in the future, and he can see many different futures. So I'd say Lucius. Shouldn't Lucifer just be inside Morgan? That could be possible. If Morgan's back as a paladin, Lucius putting Lucifugis inside of Morgan would be a really cool thing to see, because that would be like torture for Noct to see his brother back to life, but the devil that killed him, that he caused, inside of him would be wild. Do I have any more suspicions on Ryu? I mean, yeah, I think that I don't think he's evil himself anymore per se, but I think that they're like having that eye, which is likely forbidden magic, might come into play. Paladin Ryu would be epic. I think that's I wouldn't want Paladin Ryu. I would rather just prefer Ryu be taken over by a powerful devil. I think keeping the Paladins to Lucius' side would be better. So is there a chance someone has the power to see the past? Time power split into 3 parts. That could be. Oh, that's a good point, Toxic. If Xenon turns good, Lucius makes him fight a paladin version of Alan. Ooh, actually, it'd be funny too. Not even funny per se, just really interesting if he actually took that specific mid-rank devil that killed Alan, or was basically that caused Alan's death. He'd probably need to add more devils than just that devil though, because that devil would probably be weak as fuck. But that'd be wild. You theories that Lucius gonna tempt him with some magic? I don't know. I don't see Ryu teaming up with Lucius of his own volition. What will Morris's impact be on this arc? I don't think it's gonna be huge. I just don't see, and I'm not putting any faith in Morris after what Tabata did with him last time. Hey, what's up, T-Virus? Excuse me. I still think he's Asta's dad. Who? Ryu or Lucius? Thanks for liking T-Virus. Appreciate that. Yami not being in the Lance on the super out of pocket. Yeah. He'll definitely be there at some point. Who will actually still be a challenge for Asta, who defeated Lily with 100% deals of power, and just be either Triad or just Lucius? I mean, I think that there's other characters that could still be a challenge for Asta. Yeah, Lucius is broken. I can't wait to see what Lucius is like when he actually starts really doing stuff. The Pillager, how does Yami scale among the other Ryuzen in your opinion? Unfortunately, Yami just has no scaling since the Spade Saga. Pretty much any of the Ryuzen, like any single Ryuzen, bodies Yami. Yeah, Toxic. Tabata could deadass make Morris a paladin with Lucifero and still have Charmy stuff in a locker. Yeah. That'd be so funny. Paladin Morris versus Gordon. Gordon and Gray take down Morris. Do you have any hints on who Asta's dad is? I'm of the opinion that Asta does not have a father. That he might have just been created by Lasita's curse. Like, Lasita was cursed to absorb life energy. That means that it might have created Asta. And also, I think that also, if you think about it, if Lasita absorbs life energy, can we really say that she's dead? Because if all she does is have a hole in her stomach, if somebody walked by her after that, she would absorb their life and she'd probably be fine. He would literally like Gordon versus Lucifer. Oh yeah. Seke versus Morris. God. Yeah, I mean, Morris. I'm just not giving any hope in him. I'm not even. I honestly not even really thinking about him. Then how would she give birth? By giving birth? I'm confused. More so. After the reason Asta to defeat the dragon, the scene is going to change to the Black Pulse and Yami. Yeah, I would actually like that. She got impaled by Lucifero. I'm pretty sure she's dead. Oh. I mean, did you just miss the point where I said that she can absorb life energy? Which means if there's an instant before she dies, all she needs is somebody or something with life to walk by her. What's your take on Lucius versus Innocent Zero? I got Lucius. Though I haven't read the latest martial chapter. She's going to come back to life by absorbing the worms and maggots around her in the dirt for real. I mean, I'm just saying. If you think about it, when we see Yami, when he gets absorbed by when something absorbed his life energy, his arm withered away. So if the implication is that if you lose life energy, you wither away, then if you gained life energy, it would be the opposite. Which means if Lucita, with a hole through her chest or her stomach, if somebody walked by her, she likely is fine because she steals life energy. I'm not saying she's definitely back. I'm just saying that there's a high possibility that she's alive, or she survived at the very least. Dark Eye, I don't think that Ryu himself is sus, but I think that he could become a vessel for devils, and his body will be a main villain of this arc. You see Lucius turning all the 7 samurai into paladins, including Ryu. That would be wild. I don't know. I don't see the Ryuzen, at least I don't see all of them turning into it. Paladin Lucita. That'd be wild. That'd be really wild. Who would walk past an impaled dead body? Couldn't be me. I mean, it's like human nature that, like, if you see somebody laying in the ground, you might go check up on them to see if they're okay. And, I mean, all you have to do is some person. It doesn't even have to be a person. It has to be anything that with life energy. And, I mean, so, like, if something landed on her, if a deer walked past her, she might have just been brought back to life, back to full health. And yeah, another good point, Heath360, is we can't forget that Lucius can bring anyone back to life, with Heath being an example. Yeah, Heath was literally obliterated like years ago, and he's back. So, technically anybody can come back based off that. I'll say, I think Mars got stronger, definitely. I remember that Morris had a Twitch monitor set up, so there's probably a chance he started a live stream like, gonna kill some magic knights, just for the chat to see Charmy steal his lunch money. Oh my god. That's awesome. Moon, didn't she live like in a remote area? She lived outside of the village. But as I said, all it needs is one person or one animal with life energy to walk by her. Plume, the Grimoire did somehow to get to the Grimoire Tower, so someone had to have taken it there, and the Grimoire Tower Wizard and Hodge knew about it. I think that it was Sekre. I think, Isaiah, I think that Yuno with Zagre's power would be cool. Morris got stream sniped by Charmy, that's amazing. Oh, that's a good idea. Sleep Danger. I'm guessing that Black Bulls went to the continent connected to the Spade Kingdom, and they met with the dwarves and Earth Spirit. That'd be interesting. If that's the case, why didn't she unseal Leap from the Grimoire? Well, as I just said before, I mean, you probably the stream's delayed, so you probably didn't hear it yet. But I think that when Sekiro was like down for the count and she made him not have been brought back to life by stealing life energy, Sekiro probably came down and picked up the Grimoire because she's supposed to protect it, and then she pulled it and then she put it in the Grimoire Tower. Oh, actually, that'd be interesting. What if it was Sekira's life energy that brought Lucita back to life? Because technically, if you're next to Lucita for a little bit of time, you shouldn't die. Like, if you like walked within a range of her curse, you could probably walk out of it. You would lose some of your life and magic, but you'd be fine. Sleeping Danger. I don't think it was actually stated that Nero put it behind the bricks. That's just like the common interpretation, because she's the protector of the Grimoire. It really could have been the Droat, the Grimoire Tower headmaster, because we don't know if he has seen the Grimoire before, or if he just saw that it was a fifth leaf clover and he's immediately like put the connection there. So yeah, it kind of depends on that. Who do y'all think? Oh, wait, I thought you said Asta. Who do you think all had wasted potential in the series? Leopold for sure. Tabata is predictable. The seven samurai are going to be paladins, including Ryu, no doubt. I don't agree. I don't see that. Like I don't see all of them. I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of them or one of them do, but I don't. I don't think that's like I think that's like too predictable. And Tabata is really not that predictable. Like that's like a retroactive thing. Like it's funny is I remember when I made my Julius being Lucius theory, and at the time everybody thought it was dumb and impossible. Not everybody, but a lot of people. When it actually happened, everybody's like, "Oh, that was so obvious, so predictable." I don't think Tabata is really that predictable. Like it's kind of like a retroactive thing. Like if something happens in Black Clover where a theory had predicted it, all of a sudden it becomes predictable. When no, predictable means that like anybody, like any random reader, can predict the plot, and I don't think that's how it is in Black Clover or how Tabata writes. You have to really look through, read the series multiple times, and basically base your predictions off of that. Linus on Arc makes no sense. Leroy King, and it's being rushed clearly. Okay, can you explain why it makes no sense and it's being rushed? Because I feel like there's nothing about it that makes no sense. I think it makes perfect sense. So let me know what your critique is. I'm interested to hear it. Yeah, Broku Luciferus was Doom. Yeah, I need to talk to Rax. We were going to do it last weekend. Well, we're going to do it literally like almost 2 weeks ago now. I think it was a Wednesday, not last Wednesday, but the Wednesday before that. And then we both messaged each other. We're like, okay, well, it doesn't really work for us to do it. Let's do it this weekend. And then I completely forgot about it, and I think he might have too, because neither of us messaged each other to get it rescheduled. So it'll happen. I just don't know when. It's just I don't know. It's just so him and I are both pretty busy, and we don't have the same schedule because I think he always streams on Thursday with Black Clover versus everybody, and I would love to do it then. But that's when I have my 4-hour chemistry class, right when that stream's going. So it's like, I wish I could, but... Yeah, exactly, not applicable. The arcs rhyme with each other, but they're not super predictable. Like, you really have to look into it to try and predict it. No, I'm not pissed off, Mr. Star. What are you talking about? I'm not pissed off at all. Oh no. People call it Black Clover predictable after 7 people who study demonology and Jewish mysticism read Black Clover 4 times to make a prediction. Yeah. What's my major? Well, I have to get my associates. I just had a general transfer degree from a community college, and then now I'm going back to get my associate's degree in biology, and then I'm gonna after that get my bachelor's in kinesiology. Asta randomly landing in the line of the sun is a plot device for Lucius to increase his paladin forces with cool new characters instead of old villains and Clover Kingdom paladins. I, I mean, Leroy, like, just because something's not explained yet does not mean it's a plot device. There's actually a decent amount of explanation for why Asta might have been, appeared in the line of the sun. Um, I'll talk about it. But the second half of your statement is essentially contradicted by what's actually happened. Because you say cool new characters instead of old villains and Clover Kingdom paladins. Sister Lily is the main paladin. She's a Clover Kingdom character. Heath is an old villain paladin. Yurlu is a brand new character. So, like, your point is completely contradicted by what's actually happened. None of these characters have been turned into Ryu, or none of these Ryus have been turned into paladins yet. Ayo, Plume Bob. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that. How you doing, Plume Bob? But yeah, Leroy, I just completely disagree. None of these characters have been turned to paladins. It's possible. I don't think all of them will. But, like, all of his paladin forces are exactly what you are saying it isn't. The paladins that we have are new characters and old villains. All the paladins are Clover Kingdom paladins and old villains right now. It's Heath, Damnatio, Lily, and then there's like a mystery paladin. And then Yurlu, which is actually a new character, not the Ryuzen. So I'm just a little confused. That's my point about nose readers don't want to see old characters turn paladins. I'm so confused why you're saying that, because that's exactly what we have. You're saying that Tabata nose readers doesn't want to see old characters turn to paladins, even though that's literally the majority of the paladins. We have one paladin right now that is just a new character. All the other paladins are characters that we know. Genjutsu of that level. Oh, $2 super chat. Appreciate that. Oh, is that a sticker? I don't know if anybody's ever done a super chat with a sticker. That's pretty cool. Thank you. Appreciate that, guys. Like, Leroy, like, I wouldn't necessarily agree with you, but, like, it would be a little off-putting for me if Tabata does make every single Ryuzen and Ryu a paladin. I just don't see that happening. Appreciate that, T-Virus, appreciate that. That's why he started the first wave of paladins with old characters. The new wave will be the Line of the Sun Samurai, as the first wave of paladins failed. I don't know. I mean, it's weird because, like, you're saying that this is bad, even though it hasn't even come close to happening yet. You know what I mean? Like, you're saying it's rushed, and the Line of the Sun has no use, and you're saying that it makes no sense. When your reasoning is that because Tabata's going to turn all of them into paladins when none of that's happened. So, like, also, like, what doesn't make sense about the arc, and how is Line of the Sun have no use after this chapter? Because I completely disagree with that as well. Paladin Ryu or Ichika versus a Yami? Oh, like, that would be interesting. Sleeping Danger, these are horrible takes. What do you even say? Oh god, okay. I know you agree with these endgame ships. Asta x Mimosa, Yuno x Noel, Luck x Amari. Luck and Amari, I'm down. But no, it's Asta, Noel, and it's Yuno and Charmy. That's the law. That's a matter of law. Oh my god, who wins? Oiled Up, Vanica, or Charlotte? I mean, I think we already know it's Vanica. Because she's a freak. Like, this is definitely going to get me demonetized talking about it, but apparently the Viz translation heavily censored Noelle versus Vanica. Like, this apparently is supposed to be Vanica, like, literally getting off to the fight with Noelle. Like, I wonder if I can find some of the like, look at her. Look at that face. She is enjoying this. And the first thing, like, look at her. She's like, that felt amazing. It felt so good, Noelle. Bro, you know Vanica's winning that. I kind of want to read the TCP scans translation, because I think they translate it more accurately. Who's stronger, Rill or Charlotte? That's tough. Probably Charlotte after she absorbs curses. 2 birds, 1 stone. That was the purpose of Land of the Sun. I mean, I completely disagree with that, Leroy. Maybe that will be the case, but I mean, that's just like kind of like your prediction, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Trying to find the thing. I don't know. But yeah, Vanica is a freak. That's all that matters. Throwback to 4, we knew Ichika's age, so people thought Asta would marry her and become the new Shogun. I did not ever want Ichika and Asta. I mean, Ichika's what, 24, right? I mean, technically they could. Asta's 18. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Because everybody thought Ichika was like 14. Because we never saw her scroll. So everybody's like, okay, well, she's not 15 because she doesn't have her scroll. And people were shipping Asta. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was cringe. That was very cringe. Do you think the Dark Triad will stay Devil Host or become Paladins? I don't really know what they're going to do, because it almost seems like Lucius is going to use them, not bring them back. a lot of people thought Chica was 14 or 15 or even younger. Okay, all right. I saw the people saying that she's going to be like 13, 14, or 15 because we didn't see her scroll. Because remember, you need to be 15 to get a grimoire, and a scroll is the equivalent to a grimoire in the Land of the Sun. So that's why people were being weird about like simping for her because she was, people thought she was a child, which is disgusting. Noct X Narrow. I mean, at that point, like, what Nox? Like, isn't Noct like the same age as Yami? Like 28, 29? Probably 30 now. Sekra is 500 years old. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I mean, we can't even really compare that in our world. Like, is it wrong for a 500-year-old to be with a 30-year-old? Your theory about Magicula was incredibly insane, but don't you think that repeating the same elf arc, and would that consider critical or bad for the series? No. It depends on how it's done. Actually, in terms of like literary analysis, when you can rhyme the story in terms of like symbolism and duality, and putting a dynamic in the series and paralleling the series, that's actually pretty good. It just needs to be done well. Depends on how it's done. I think that it could be done very well in Magicula. But as I said, it doesn't even have to be that. Like, you could parallel that Lucius was a pawn for Magicula. But then I think what would also be really cool is that if Lucius still beats her. And then, because what I'm hoping for is Magicula is revealed that this was all her plan all along. She comes back way stronger. She tries to take over the Clover Kingdom while Lucius is there. The Clover Kingdom sees, like the populace, they see Magicula trying to take over. They fear her. They feel her true power. Maybe it's after, like I said, maybe it's after Lucius beats Yuno, makes Yuno despair, and Yuno's 4-leaf Clover Grimoire turns into a 5-leaf Clover Grimoire, and then Magicula just pulls up, takes that Grimoire, manifests her true power, everybody's scared shitless, and she reveals that, she's created forbidden magic, she created Devil Host, this is all her plan. But if Lucius still beats her, in front of everybody, that's going to build so much rapport among the Clover Kingdom, and probably the world. They're like, okay, Lucius is the hero, like he says he is. That would be, I think, really cool. And it would really build up Lucius as a villain. One of the things I do hope we get, this is a little tangent, is I really want to see Lucius's war against the Underworld. I really want to see it. I really, 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 really want to see it. I think it'd be really cool. So hopefully we get flashbacks. Maybe we'll get an anime canon or light novels, but I think it's kind of sucks that we did not get to see Lucius invading the Underworld. We did not get to see the whole fight of Lucius versus Lucifero. Because I remember when the chapter 331 dropped, that everybody was like, oh, well, Lucius just took Lucifero's heart. Now he has to go take Beelzebub's. I remember one of the biggest things that people were talking about is that the once Black Clover came back from its hiatus, it was going to be an arc, or eventually there would be an arc or a fight of Lucius versus Beelzebub, and everybody was hyped for it. I was so hyped for that, and then it didn't happen. Bro is all in on Magicula. She was a boring character, to be honest. Nah. I disagree. I mean, you can like what you want, but in terms of her character, again, if you watch the video, she's not a boring character when you actually see how impactful she is to the story. If you only just look at her as a character as, oh, all she did is she contacted with Vanica, she cursed Lopechka, she cursed Ossier, and then she lost to them, and you ignore all of her impact on the story, and that it's actually directly implied that she created forbidden magic, which means she created devil hosting, because she created all curses, and you add everything together, she actually is a great character through implicit storytelling. Which, honestly, the way Tabata has written Magicula It reminds me of how Elden Ring or Dark Souls characters are. You only get a little bit of their story explicitly. Most of the storytelling is implicit. It's like I understand if you don't like her, if you think she's boring, but man, there's really a lot there. Like she's a super she is the foundational character of Black Clover. Because of her, Asa doesn't have magic. Because of her, like Liba is a thing. Like she's the most foundational character of Black Clover, even if you know, only look at it explicitly that she created all curses. She's still a foundational character. If you add in all the stuff I added to that, it's implied that she created forbidden magic as well. Because if forbidden magic curses people, that means she had to have created magic because she created curses, or she had to have created forbidden magic because that is creates curses. If she created curses. I like to make a theory, but what would her aspirations be to destroy the world? I mean, you don't even really need to have aspirations. It could just be her nature. If she's the devil of curses and curses shape the world and like distort the world, then that's probably what she wants to do because then she'd be within her nature. Yeah, exactly, Farada. Miguel understands human emotions now, so there's room for development, and both like character development and power. Yeah, I mean, what's funny is I remember when Miguel got defeated, I immediately thought she was going to be coming back, immediately, and I think I did make a theory about that. I think she's definitely coming back. Like, there's just too much. Like, I thought one of the craziest things, though, too, is that she had Vanica go fight Ossier and curse Ossier. And, like, if Ossier's never cursed, she becomes the Wizard King. Because she's the strongest of the captains. She's the strongest in the Clover Kingdom at the time. And she's a royal. Whereas Julius is a noble, and he's weaker than her. And it's even weirder when you think that Megicula didn't want anybody to know that she was involved, because she made it cursed so that if anybody talked about her being involved with cursing Ossier, they would be cursed too. That's like really sus. But yeah, I think Megicula is gonna play a huge role. Yeah, I just think that Tabata, a lot of the storytelling around Megicula is just implicit. I don't know why people genuinely think we won't at least get a glimpse of true Lucifero, Beelzebub, or Megicula. Yeah, yeah, it'll be interesting. You think Tabata waste the other seven Supreme Devils? I think that they'll be involved some. I don't know if all of them will, but for example, a Dromlex probably going to be important. Um, and then I think some others will be too. Who I think will end up with Charlotte or who I think will end up with Yami, Charlotte, or Vanessa? That's a really hard one. I kind of go back and forth. I don't know. It really does seem like Charlotte, especially when we have the fact that once Yami figured out about Charlotte being into him, he spent his day like on the toilet, contemplating what to do. So we definitely know more villains. Yeah, Leroy King. I do think that I think that we will get a lot of villains in this arc. Like I think Lucius, of course, will be overall the main villain, and then we'll get other really good villains. Like I generally think that if Ryu gets taken over by a devil, that could be a really cool villain thing. And then if Megala does come back, that'd be really cool. I think we could get some really good Paladin villains as well. Adramlik is being ignored. Yeah, I mean, the main reason he's being ignored is because he's just the second gate devil, so he just doesn't seem like a threat, but I think he will be. But anyways, guys, I got to end the stream. I got a lot of shit to do. I just wanted to get a little hour stream in and just chill with y'all. Hopefully I'll stream again this week. Hopefully on Friday. And then also I'll stream on Sunday again, of course, when the chapter comes out, when the next chapter comes out. But anyways, y'all, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the super chats. Appreciate that. And thanks for all the support. I hope you guys have an amazing day and an amazing